Hi, this is Alison Hughes from Dynamy Careers, and I help my clients to create a career they love. Last week I put a post on LinkedIn to say that my connections could ask me any question they liked about how to create a career they love. And I had 3 great questions come in which I promised to answer on a video, so here it is. So the first question was from Graham, and that was, what is the best way to pinpoint my strengths? So I think with strengths, it's always quite good to start very broadly and to explore all your possible strengths, but then to really start trying to streamline them down, and using the word pinpoint as you have is a really good word to think about narrowing those down. So I would say let's focus on the power of 3. So pinpointing your top 3 strengths. So as I say, start broad. There are lots of different ways that you can explore your strengths. So you can brainstorm them on your own and just write an exhaustive list of all the things that you would say are your key strengths. Or you could reach out to people that you know, like and trust and say to them, what would you say are my top 3 strengths? Alternatively, you might like to do a strengths assessment. So I use Strengths Profile by CAP that you can find on strengthsprofile.com. That costs £36 for an expert profile. You could also explore Clifton Strengths Finder, which is one that a lot of other people like. Or if you visit the Authentic Happiness website, which is part of Pennsylvania University, you can download their free VIA character strengths questionnaire. So I would get all this rich data from your own list, from your 360 and from a strengths profile, and start to look for common themes. You could also look at your strengths in terms of different buckets. So which of the words that are coming up frequently are around communication, which are around relationship building, which are around your ability to motivate yourself. And through that, you can start to see if there are any themes that you can put into one of those buckets, and therefore really think about, okay, so I'm a great communicator, but how do I communicate? Is my strength around written communication? Is my strength around telling stories? Is my strengths around getting up and presenting? So looking for those common themes, looking at the buckets that you can put them into, and then hopefully pinpointing those into your top 3 strengths. That would be my best advice for pinpointing your strengths. Our second question today is from Rob, and Rob's question is, if you want to move into a new field and you're very experienced in your current career, how do you overcome the barriers to entry for that new career? So by barriers to entry, Rob, I guess you're talking about not having experience in that new area. So I think there are a few steps that you need to go through. And the first is to really start to build your network in that new field, so that you can start to explore what are the skills and requirements of this new potential career. And perhaps during that process, you might be able to find yourself a mentor who can help you on that career transition and really drill down into what skills you're looking to develop in order to get there. The next step, I think, would be to then look at what transferable skills you have. So what skills have you learned in your current role that would be transferable? Again, your mentor or your new network should be able to help you with that. Really drill down into your strengths as well. I know we talked about strengths in the first answer, but these are often things that are innate talents within you. Sometimes you might dismiss them as just being part of you, but which of these strengths could be really helpful in this new career that you're exploring? And finally, then, there are going to be potentially some new skills that you need to develop. So look into how you can develop those new skills. Do you need to carve yourself out some time to do some extra study or some extra exploration outside of your current work? Or can you even start to develop these new skills in your existing career? Now, all of this is going to take you some time, so it might be that you need to have a timeline of a few months or even up to 12 months to get those new skills developed and get your network into a position where you can make that transition. But hopefully that will give you a few pointers as to how you can overcome the barriers to entry into a new career. And our final question today is from Adam, who would like to know how far back in his career history should he go on his CV. So a couple of things here, Adam. The first point is that it's perfectly acceptable, I think, to have a catch-all statement under your career history that says previous employment or early career spent in, and just to mention an industry, rather than breaking it down into specific dates and company names. The second point is that it really depends on whether you want to move into something similar to what you're currently doing or you want to make a career transition. So if you want to move into something similar, I imagine that you'd want to focus to a great extent on your current role and your more recent roles and really describe the achievements in those, and then have much smaller amount of information for your early career, and actually even, as we say, have that catch-all statement. Second option there though is if you want to make a complete career transition, and then it's often useful to do a functional CV where you break down your experience and achievements into functional areas of expertise or competencies, if you like. And then you can bring in not only recent achievements, but maybe achievements that you had earlier in your career that are relevant. Perhaps you're actually moving back into an area that you used to work in, so you really want to bring those achievements to the fore rather than your more recent achievements. So perhaps a functional CV might be the way to go. But absolutely, I always say just put in what's relevant. So always ask yourself the so what question. Is this relevant to what I'm hoping to achieve with my CV? And hopefully that will help you decide what to put in there and how far back you need to go. I hope that the answers to those three questions were helpful to Graham, Rob and Adam, and for anyone else who's watching the video. If you'd like to find out more about how you can work with me to make your own career transition, have a look at our website www.dynamy-careers.com, or drop me a line at alison@dynamy-careers.com, and perhaps we can book a call to explore your requirements.